Puss-faced little pimpstick.
Oh, we're coming back.
Might be a good time for you guys to give up.
All right, before I get into what's going on in Ukraine, I do want to bring up, and our chat was wondering about this as well. This week, there was another BFD, a Biden friggin' deal that he did this week. And I'll put it up on screen on the live stream at infotainmentwars.com. We have the documents even when we don't need them. And don't forget to like and subscribe, give a thumbs up, support the show, buy our pancake batter. Anyways,
Buy our pancake batter.
they all sell pancake batter. They all
They do?
all end time prepper kits always have pancake
you're
batter.
right.
They always have and syrup. They always have pancakes and syrup. Like, I'm going to meet the rapture with a full belly and a half-eaten plate of pancakes. All right. A proclamation on granting pardon for the offense of simple possession of marijuana. Acting pursuant to the grant of authority in Article 2, Section 2 of the Constitution of the United States, I, Joseph R. Biden Jr. Robinette, for those in the cheap seats, do hereby grant a full, complete, and unconditional pardon to 1, all current United States citizens and lawful permanent residents who committed the offense of simple possession of marijuana in violation of the Controlled Substances Act as currently codified at 21 U.S.C. 844 and as previously codified elsewhere in the United States Code or in violation of D.C. Code 48904 because there's no regular representation in D.C. So the president can, he can't pardon people for state offenses, but D.C. is special. So there you go. On or before the date of this proclamation, regardless of whether they have been charged with or prosecuted for this offense on or before the date of this proclamation. So Rand Paul, you're in the clear. You may not have been arrested, or your dad, phoning your dad got you out of the ticket. They didn't search your trunk because you're Ron Paul's kid. And there's no, whatever the statute of limitations is in whatever state you actually lived in before you ran in Kentucky, you're in the clear. And two, all current United States citizens and lawful permanent residents who have been convicted of the offense of simple possession of marijuana in violation of the Controlled Substances Act as currently codified at 21 U.S.C. 844 and as previously codified elsewhere in the United States Code or in violation of D.C. Code 48904.01D1, which pardon shall restore to them full political, civil, and other rights. My intent by this proclamation is to pardon only the offense of simple possession of marijuana in violation of federal law and not any other offenses related to marijuana or controlled substances. So dealers, you're not getting off the hook. People with, carrying massive amounts. If you have a giant Cheech and Chong trunk full of grass, you're not going to be able to go, that's just for me. If you violated the laws in states that have legalized it, pretending, distributing, but pretending it was just personal use because you were just a driver, you know what I mean? Dropping off to Johnny Depp's house, that's not going to help you. But simple possession, gone. Now,
and you can't resell it. Like, when you open up a package of snack cakes and it says not labeled for individual sale.
It's exactly
you're gonna
like
get
that.
in trouble if you sell those. It's the same kind of thing.
Yeah, on the street. Yeah. People coming, excuse me, do you have the box? The what? I'm sorry? The box these came in. No,
Box of those Hostess cakes?
Yes, I do not. No, they're all flattened because they were in my backpack. I didn't bring the box. You probably should have. It would have helped them maintain their structural integrity. So to all of our Republican friends out there who are trying to use this as some sort of a hammer, it does not pardon dealers. It does not pardon any other offense these people, might have committed. So if you were in the middle of an armed robbery and you were sexually assaulting people and you were transporting uranium without a license and you had weed on you, the only thing that would be affected, and even actually, I take it back. Now that I think of it, that wouldn't even be affected because that's not simple possession. That's possession along with other stuff. Simple possession is
complicated possession.
Complicated possession is
I kind of bought these. They were a gift from my mom.
Right. Intent to distribute outside the realm of the volume that they say is okay for single person use or whatever, those kind of things. Giant Bob Marley joints, like, I guess that's complicated. But the idea is that if you're just being hassled essentially for having weed on you, that's now vacated. And if it's ever affected your attempt at getting a job, that will be gone. So you don't have to sit across from somebody going, oh yeah, I got to now I got to explain I had weed on me when I was 18 right. And da 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 da. And that's awesome. Now there are 6,400 cases specific to this that I know of, that I'm aware of at this point, that people have counted up as far as those kind of convictions previous for simple possession on the federal level. Those are gone. So for those folks, and then Biden has asked Democratic governors, and by the way, you want to talk about trigger laws, Republicans are having, putting forward trigger laws that will allow them to, get rid of a woman's right to choose, and just wait until the Supreme Court does it like they were doing. Governors all over this country have the absolute right and ability to pardon people for simple drug possession like this. They sent them the Biden administration has sent them the architecture for doing it. Here's how the code works. You might have to change it a little bit depending on your state constitution, but this is basically the language that makes it legal. Get at it. Because where you might still have a problem with other people who are violent for any number of reasons, in this particular case, these are nonviolent drug offenders, personal use. This is not the DUI involved in it. This is not, driving under the influence of anything. This is simple possession. And the alleviation of this might have held people back from getting jobs or being able to live their lives normally. And that should not be the case. So good on you, Joe Biden. And huge thing. And like I said, if it cascades across the states, the problem right now is Fox News relating to this. And this is what I would call a monkey wrench story. The White House has planned to do this for a while, but they timed it to throw a monkey wrench into Republican talking points. And there's a bunch of those. The October surprise going forward for Democrats, I believe, should be a series of highly popular bills and declarations.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Things that the American people want that are obviously good for the country. Yep. And just bulldoze announcements like that. Like, here's just, oh, by the way, here's another good thing we're doing that people are like, why haven't they done that yet? Here you go. How about this? Here you go. How about this? Here you go. Like the biggest argument against this that I saw on Fox News was one person saying it's a gateway drug, which, okay, on the same standard, apple pie is a gateway drug because everybody who's gotten hooked on snorting heroin has also eaten apple pie a good portion of their life. I mean, it's the same. And
sincerely, the ultimate gateway drug is alcohol.
Because
that is the most. It is the socially acceptable, encouraged way to just forget about the now.
Yeah, that's a good point. I would argue that the gateway is actually the unlawful part to some degree, is because once you're doing one thing that's slightly illegal, that because I would say that there's what I call the gateway lie, which is if you categorize pot in the same category as heroin or cocaine or fentanyl in this case, and you say these are the same, and for all legal purposes, they are the same. And then someone tries pot and it does not kill them, and it gives them a headache or makes them feel silly for a while or makes them hungry or makes them high or whatever their reaction to it is. The logical conclusion for a certain portion of those folks is if they were lying about pot, maybe they're lying about the other stuff. It is effectively what you could call it the ivermectin effect. Is that, once you go down the rabbit hole of going, the government doesn't want me to know that this will cure my problem, you will try all kinds of increasingly biohostile substances because you think you've been lied to. Pot's not a big deal. What's the big deal with pot? So maybe heroin's not a big deal either. You know what I mean? It's one of those things where people go, cigarettes are harder to quit than heroin. And I know people who've quit heroin Stop saying hi to the porn spam,
You
Johnny.
saw that? I love saying hi to the porn bot.
Don't say hi to the porn bots in our chat.
Hi, it's the best.
No, I'm busy brooming them while I'm talking. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back,
like the in Elf where they're like, oh, home with the best cup of coffee, and Elf is like, Will Ferrell's all excited. He's like, congratulations, you got the best cup of coffee.
Right. It's a good way to live. All right, we'll be back right after this. The House Park Radio program, Mega Worldwide. Just be friendly to inanimate objects and bots. Treat your computer bot well. All right.